Hi guys, happy Wednesday. So this week I've been a little busy. I've been working almost every day since last Wednesday, so I haven't really done anything too crazy this week. So since I've been working this week, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to tell you about my work locations and like how I like them, what I do at them. I know in my first video I talked about where I'd be working, but now I can really tell you what I'm doing while I'm at work. So let's get started. Okay, so first we have Yield Christmas Shop in Liberty Square. And I will have to say it's probably one of my favorite places to work because it smells like Christmas in there. Like, that's crazy. Like, Disney goes all out in Liberty Square. I will have to say, I feel like it's the most themed part of all of Magic Kingdom. They put a lot of effort, a lot of detail into it. And I learned some fun facts from one of my coworkers the other night, and the coolest thing I learned is that in one of the houses in Liberty Square, they have a piece of Thomas Jefferson's Monticello. Literally, they have a marble doorstep from Monticello in Liberty Square Magic Kingdom, and I was just blown away. I was really excited. It's 26 is the address, so if you're ever in Liberty Square, look for building 26, and you'll see the marble doorstep, which is pretty cool. So, anyway, back to Christmas. It smells like Christmas in there. People come in all the time, they're like, do you have a candle that smells like this? Sadly, we do not. I wish we did because I also love the smell, and I love working in there because it smells so good. It doesn't smell like a theme park. It smells like someone just baked a bunch of cookies. Speaking of Christmas, while I'm there, I get to yell out Merry Christmas to every guest that walks in, and we have a countdown on our door that says how many days till Christmas. And so every day, you know, we look at it before we go clock into work so we know how many days are left until Christmas. So we'll be like, only 100 more days till Christmas. I do believe it's in the 90s now. I haven't worked there in a few days, so I couldn't tell you exactly how many days. But we do get to yell, and guests are like, is it really that many days? Is it that close? And I'm like, yep, just around the corner. But here it's always Christmas. So that's always a fun thing to do in Christmas shop. I assume everyone loves Christmas. I love Christmas, so it's really fun to interact with the guests like that. Also, I get to wrap ornaments all day, which might sound not very fun, but also while I'm wrapping the ornaments, it really gives me a chance to slow down, talk to the guests, get to know them, ask what the ornament's for. Is it for them? Is it for like family? So it's a really nice time to like slow down in like the craziness, and then so I get to wrap them and box them up all nice for them because everything's breakable there. So you have to be really careful. I've broken a couple ornaments. I've had guests break a couple ornaments, so you want to make sure that everything is wrapped up really nice. So it also gives me a chance to practice for when Christmas time really does roll around, which is awesome because I'll be a professional rapper by the time, not rapper, but a professional present rapper by the time Christmas rolls around. And probably the best thing about the Christmas shop is I get to watch the parades and fireworks from the window or the doors. So the Festival of Fantasy Parade passes right in front of us. So every day at 2 o'clock, you see Beauty and the Beast, you see Anna, Elsa, you see all the princesses, most of the characters. If you've ever seen Festival of Fantasy Parade, you know what I'm talking about. They pass right by in front of us. My favorite thing to do, because usually it's pretty dead in there during the parade. Everyone's outside watching the parade. So we like to stand at doorways, greet the guests that do come in, which also gives us an opportunity to watch the parade. While we're greeting the guests, we get to see what's going on. I know the Festival Fantasy Parade songs by heart now, thanks to working in Christmas shop as well as doing Squeeze Breeze, which I'll talk about in a little while. But Festival of Fantasy is awesome. It's amazing. I get to watch it every day. And I also get to watch Happily Ever After, the fireworks from Christmas. And if you stand in the doorway by Register 3, which you guys won't know what I'm talking about, you can actually see the castle projections as well. So it's just, every time I work there, it's just amazing that I get to be at work and I get paid to help guests, to talk to guests, but also get to experience a little bit of Disney magic while I'm working. Christmas is definitely one of my favorites, but I will have to say my most favorite one is Memento Mori. So Memento Mori is the Haunted Mansion gift shop, and if you know me, you know that's like one of my favorite rides. So the fact that I got put there was just amazing because I get to see the guests either before or after they come off the ride. It's not connected to the ride, but most guests like to stop through. So I get to talk to them about it, ask them how they liked it, ask them what their favorite part was. So it's like a really good way to like get to know the guest a little bit and get to talk about something I love. And I also get to use themed greetings there, like from the ride. So I get to be like, welcome mortals, or I get to say hurry back, which if you know, Constance the bride says that before you leave. So the fact that I get to like sort of be a part of the ride is amazing because, like I said, it's my favorite. Also, there's the cutest things in the store. I go in there, it's kind of dangerous because I see all these cute things that are Haunted Mansion theme. The other day, I went to the park and literally bought some things from the store because I just like couldn't wait. Like I just needed, there was 2 pairs of socks, there was 2 for $20, so it's not that bad and they're really cute. One of them literally says Ghost Host on the feet, which is the host of the Haunted Mansion ride. So like I said, it's all connected to the ride, which is really awesome because it is my favorite. We also have these really cool things in Memento Mori called spirit photos. So a guest can go in to our spirit photo booth. We have PhotoPass photographers in there helping us out. They take a photo of the guest and it magically comes out as like it's a 3D one, and when you like move it, you can see it change from like their face to like their ghost face. So I love being able to show guests these. We have a special cabinet which has these in it, and we have the key to unlock it. So like the guests can't get it, we have to get it for them, so we can show them what it looks like and get to see the reactions to it. And I love kids. Kids are the best when they see their photos. They're like, look at this, I'm a ghost! They like to call themselves zombies, but they are spirit photos. So it's really cool to see the kids' reactions to it, parents too. I had 2 older women that were sisters that both got them done the other day, and they lost their mind. They were so excited. They loved it. They were so sweet. They were like, I guess this is what we're gonna look like in the future. And I was like, no, you guys are too beautiful. I was like, the spirits are just messing around with you. And speaking of spirits, in our store we have 3 spirits in jars. So if you ever come see me at work, I can show you where they are. Their names are Fred, Dave, and George. And I like to show kids these, like usually when they're waiting for their photos to develop. I like to be like, did you know that we actually have some ghosts in the store? And so Fred, Dave, and George are in little jars, and you can see them kind of moving around a bit. And so it's a really fun way to also interact with a guest and keep alive with our story. And speaking of our story, the story of Memento Mori is that it was Madame Leota, who is in the crystal ball in the Haunted Mansion's home before she mysteriously disappeared. So, you know, we have a huge portrait of Madame Leota on our wall, and we also have this mirror where sometimes Madame Leota likes to make an appearance. So it's really funny to see guests just looking in the mirror, like, you know, trying to fix their hair, trying to touch up their makeup, and all of a sudden a face pops up. I really, really love Memento Mori. It's one of my favorite places to work. It's one of my favorite costumes to wear. It's definitely a cool place to come, so if you're ever in Magic Kingdom, go check it out. Even if I'm not there, it's definitely worth it. Alright, so next we're going to talk about my Adventureland stores. So I have Agrabah and Buona Bob's that are in what we like to call the land part of Adventureland. So Agrabah is, of course, right across from the flying carpets of Aladdin, so I have their little spiel about safety pretty much memorized, and I also get to see Aladdin and Jasmine while I'm at work. So they meet, of course, in our store. Well, connected to our store. So I get to see them meeting guests and see like the kids' excitement when they see Aladdin and Jasmine, and it's really fun to watch them. That's a really cool part of my job, is getting to see the characters, and Agrabah is a really good place to see characters because Aladdin and Jasmine are always wonderful. People always love to meet them. They get to spend good quality time with the guests, and I love watching children and adults' faces light up when they see them. One of my favorite things to do in Agrabah is we have these, they're not, I guess, rubber snakes that like look pretty legit, and like when you twirl them a certain way, it looks like you're holding a snake and it's trying to escape from you. So I have a lot of kids be like, is that real? And I'll be like, I don't know, why don't you like try to pet it and see? And so like they'll pet it and I'll like make a hissing noise, and they like freak out, and then they're like, oh, it's not real. I like to call my snake Fluffy. Usually parents get a real big kick out of that. The kids don't get it as much, but they'll be like, ah, Fluffy, that's good. But one of my favorite moments with the snake was I was teaching a little girl how to like twirl it to make it look real, which is one of my favorite things to do there. And Aladdin and Jasmine were happening to come out, and they passed by us, and Aladdin was like, I don't like snakes, and the little girl like goes hissing at him. So it was a really cute moment with the guest and the character, and I was like really excited I got to be there to experience it. Of course, in Adventureland, the land part, we do have Moana Bob's, which I was really nervous about because it's an outdoor cart. I thought that I was going to hate it because it's out in the sun, it's going to be hot, but actually there's a really nice breeze over there. It's kind of cooler than Agrabah, like in a way, because we have a breeze at Bob's. At Agrabah, there's really no breeze, but you're also in the shade, so they kind of balance out. Both of them are really cool, but I like Bob's because it's not as busy. You get more of a chance to interact with guests more. I spent a few minutes talking to a family, and the girl was thinking about doing the Disney College program. So you really get a chance to like interact with the guests more. Usually it's like right when you come over the bridge in Adventureland. So you have a lot of questions about how to get places. So I know how to get to Pirates, I know how to get places from there, and it gives me a chance to find out where the guests are doing, what their plans are for the day, and like how I can help them get to where they're going. So I really like that aspect of it because, you're kind of on your own. Sometimes you'll have another coworker with you, but it's really about the customer service there. And one of my absolute favorite things to do there is we have a Mickey glove, and when you high five it, it lights up. So at night, when people are leaving the park, I'll be like, bye, have a good night. And if I see a kid, I'll have them high five me. They will, it'll light up, and their faces just light up. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things to do. And also while I'm doing Glow Cart, I really like to do that as well. So now a little bit about Glow Cart. So Glow Cart has two parts to it. So you have the Squeeze Breeze, which is in the morning. You come in at 11:30. You have the fans, the waters, the cooling towels, and the bubbles machines, usually on your cart. That one's a little warm, but also it's a pretty easy shift. So you go in at 11:30, you count your cart, you go up about 12, and you have to be back downstairs by 1. So you have to leave your location about 12:45, 12:50. So, and then you have to take a break before you get out, and you get to walk in the parade. So you take your break, you go back upstairs for 10 minutes before the parade comes, and you get to walk in front of the Festival of Fantasy parade, which is also how I know the Festival of Fantasy soundtrack so well, because while I'm walking in front of the parade, I'm singing it, because why not? It's Disney World. People love it. I had a fellow cast member that was in parade control yesterday be like, yeah, get it, Lexi. So it made me really happy. People will wave at you, but it also gets really busy during that time. You're walking the parade route, the parade's right behind you, people are stopping you, and you only take cash. So you're having to give them change and trying not to get run over by the parade, but we have really good coordinators and really good leaders that if you're working on giving change and the guest already has their item, they'll take your cart for you and walk it until you can catch up with them, so it's not as dangerous. They're really there to help make sure that we're safe, because it can get pretty scary sometimes how close you can get to the parade before getting ran over. But once you're done with the parade, you get to go backstage. You get like popsicles, cooling towels, waters to cool off before you go back out. And what I really like about Squeeze Breeze and Glow is that like you're on your own. It is your little shop, and you make the rules. Well, not make the rules. They give you rules, but like with the guests, like if the guests are just crowding around you, you have the ability to ask them to make a line, or you have the ability to do something that I love, make magical moments. So if you have a guest that like you think real like there's a kid that really wants this bubble wand, but their parents are like, no, you can't afford it, you already bought a toy today, you have the ability to get the wand off your cart and be like, here, I want to give this to you as a gift. The kids love it, the parents are so grateful most of the time, and it's definitely one of my favorite parts about Glow. The other night, I was working a Halloween party. There was this girl, and she was dressed as Anna from Frozen Fever, and I hadn't really ever seen a kid dressed as Anna from Frozen Fever, and I absolutely loved it. She had gone to the Bippity Boppity Boutique, and she asked to like see a bubble wand to play with it for a little bit, so I let her, and she was like dancing around. She was twirling. She was so excited about it, and she was like, thanks for letting me use it, and she like went back to her family. A few minutes later, her family came over and they were like, we have a couple questions, like how to get places, like where to grab food, you know, simple questions like that. And before they left, I was like, wait a minute, I want to give you something before you leave. I was like, I would love to give you this bubble wand. I know how much fun you had with it, and you made my night so much better watching your face light up when you played with it. And she said, you're giving this to me like for free? And I was like, of course, like it's a gift from me to you. She goes, this is the best birthday ever. I had no idea it was her birthday. She didn't have a birthday button on. I knew she had gone to the Bippity Boppity Boutique, but it was amazing. And she goes, can I give you a hug? I was like, of course, I love hugs. So she gave me a hug, and she was like, double digits is going so well so far. So I mean, it was her 10th birthday, and I'm just glad I got to be part of making like her day so special. She was a really sweet girl, and she really brightened up my night. So Halloween parties are my favorite to work during Glow. Of course, I loved her Anna Frozen Fever costume because that one's a rare one to see, but I get to see all these different costumes, and I get to wear a costume myself, which is probably my favorite costume I wear. We get the cute little bat headband, our little apron. It's definitely my favorite thing to wear. Especially the bat headband, because when you nod it like flops. It's probably my favorite part about Glow. I love working Halloween parties because, you know, I get to see everyone dressed up, and then I'm dressed up as well, so like we all, you know, the guests and the workers all kind of like blend together, and not blend together in a way like we can't tell, but like, you know, we're all part of one big thing, and it's really magical. And I was really nervous about doing Glow Cart, but I really loved it. I did a double yesterday. It was a long day, but and it was hard at some points, but also getting to interact with a guest and like get special time with them is really what makes it worth it. So for my final location I'm going to talk about Pirates. So, I've never really worked at Pirates before, except outside of training. I got leather treaty training, which was pretty cool, and my first shift actually there is on Saturday. So, I'm really excited to maybe get to do leather treaty, which means you get to make the bracelets that people buy. So, like, you can get your name put on a bracelet, and I get to be a part of that. I get to make the bracelet, which is really cool. You know, get things personalized. That's what Disney's about, you know, getting your name on everything, on your hats, on your bracelets, even on your buttons. So it's definitely our biggest and busiest location in Adventureland Liberty Square because it gets the people coming off the rides. So all the people that are waiting in line for Pirates have to exit through our store. So of course they're going to get distracted by swords and hooks and clothes and toys and all the good stuff. So it's definitely our biggest and busiest location, but I've heard that it's a lot of fun to work out because the theming there is really well. So when people walk in, you're like, ahoy matey, welcome to dry land, and of course you can carry around your little pirate sword, and you can sword fight with kids, and so I'm really excited to try it out. I was really nervous about it at first, but as the day grows closer, I'm getting really excited to work there and get to interact with the guests and get to be a pirate for the day, because Disney's all about being true to your location. So it's like an acting. It's definitely acting with the different locations I'm at. And one of the coolest things about pirates is that there's treasure hunts. There's like 7 different maps to represent the 7 seas. And the guests can go all throughout like Adventureland, and if they complete 2 maps, they get fast passes to the Pirates of the Caribbean rides. So they really stick with the theming. Treasure hunts is a really cool thing to do, and when my family comes, I hope to do it with them, because I can help them along because I know where a lot of these locations are, but also it's going to be really fun for my cousin Brighton to get to go on a treasure hunt, and at the end of it, he gets to ride a really fun ride. So I really am loving where I'm at. I just wanted to keep you guys posted about it. So, alright, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great week.
Alright, don't forget to like, subscribe, retweet, quote tweet, comment at the bottom, hit that button, alright? Like this. Show your friends, show your family, show everyone, alright? Make sure you spread this around. Spread it like wildfire, alright? Hey, if you don't, I'll look for you if you don't subscribe.
Thanks, Enrique.
Alright.
Bye, guys.